Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to show you what I got rigged up for now. So I got this little Minn Kota 30-pound thrust trolling motor. And I made a rig on here that's connected down into this slot. And it moves the entire kayak. It's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's a little loose because it's made to, slide up and out. But I have it so it kicks the trolling motor out to the side of the kayak, and it'll go down and it'll sit just under the kayak, so don't sit too far down, but it sits far enough where it'll be in the water. Got the trolling motor for $100. It's almost like brand new. The guy I got it from barely ever used it, maybe used it twice. Got it hooked up to this deep cycle Durastart marine battery under the seat. That I'm also going to be able to put a fish finder on here. It'll screw right in there and mount, so I'll have a fish finder that'll hook up to that battery. Same with the trolling motor. I'm going to go down to the lake and test it out here shortly, and I'll make a video for you guys on that. But yeah, I figured, you might want to see what I got rigged up right now. All I did for the mount is pretty simple. Piece of wood down in the end of the slot that these are screwed to. They come up to brace this piece that slides out here. And I left this slack just so when I'm sitting on it on the water, I can figure out how far out or in I want it, depending on how comfortable it is. This is a telescoping handle, so I'll figure out exactly how far I want it. Now it is hooked to the battery, so yeah, it works perfect. Quiet as can be. Might need a new propeller for it at some point here, but those are cheap. I can find them anywhere. This is one of the last years of the Minn Kota 30-pound thrust. As of right now, I'm pretty sure Minn Kota doesn't make a 30-pound thrust. I'm pretty sure the smallest is a 45, if I'm right. Comment below if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I'm glad I got this one, because 45 might have been a little big for this kayak. Might not have been, but I wasn't going to spend $250 on a brand new trolling motor when I knew the guy had this one laying around off an old duck boat that he never used. So, yep, and just to recap, this is a 2021 Perception Outlaw angler kayak. It's 11 feet 5 inches. It's 2.5 feet wide. There's a brand new Perception, it's registered. And see, alright, so in Minnesota, you have to register your kayak. Just because it's an aquatic vehicle, you have to register it in the state of Minnesota. Now, other states, you don't have to register it because it's a man-powered thing. But, just for legal reasons, if you do put a trolling motor on, that is a external motor, and this would be a motorized vehicle. So if you're in a state where any motorized watercraft have to be registered, if you put a trolling motor on your kayak in one of those states, you have to register it. Now in Minnesota, you have to register it regardless, so I don't have to change anything now that I have a trolling motor on here. But in some states, I know that is different, so I wanted to have that clear as day. Just so y'all know, I am getting a battery box to go under here to protect the battery better. I just have it rigged up in here for now for the first couple days, just to see how it does and see if it'll work with that mount. Someday, we'll be building an aluminum mount that comes out of this crevice and comes out. It'll be lighter, smaller, easier to handle, kind of get less weight off the kayak. The reason why I put the battery where I did was just to even out the weight distribution. I didn't want it back here, so I didn't want the ass end to be kicked down into the water while this side was all, sticking up. So I figured the battery, since it's the heaviest thing out of everything on here, I'll put it right in the middle. The trolling motor itself actually doesn't weigh too much, so hopefully it won't kick my balance off too bad. If it does, then I'll be putting my anchors on that corner there to kind of hopefully balance it out just a little bit. This kayak is pretty good when it comes to buoyancy, so I shouldn't have to worry about that too bad. But I will catch you guys back down when we get into the water. Alright, so I'm out on the water. Here we go. this trolling motor gets this thing cruising pretty good. I can really catch up on water on that with this now. Let's go. So I'm going against stream at a pretty good rate. See, now if I had my paddle, I could never paddle this fast. Yet I'm making good speed with this fucking trolling motor. Like, this thing just pushes you, and it's only a 30. Imagine if I had like a 45 to 50 pound thrust trolling motor on this goddamn thing. Holy crap. Honestly, I'm very surprised and I'm very pleased. It isn't handling horrible. I thought that the weight would make it handle horrible. Now it is tippy to the right side, just a little more than it used to be, but you know, for all in all, it's not too bad. Like, I can control it really well. I can steer relatively quickly if I need to, you know. I mean, the thing just moves exactly where you want it to be. You know, my hand position is really nice where it is. So the telescope all the way out. Reverse works pretty well. Here, kicker in reverse here. At 3, reverse, dead stop. Right, turning me around. 5, get her back going again. Right back upstream. And the Kota just handles it. You know, props to Kota too. This is a great trolling motor. Absolutely love it. My rig's being sturdy. It ain't moving nowheres. I'm overwhelmingly pleased with this setup. If anybody wants to do this setup, I highly recommend it. I mean, you get so much control. Now, when you first start out, you gotta get used to you know, turning it. You know, might have to do some setup differences. It depends on your shank length, you know, everything that you do. There's, you know, minor things that you have to work out yourself. But so, all right, I'll get back to you in a sec. All right, and my final thoughts for the trolling motor. I got her up on the trailer now. My final thoughts on this is it's an absolute must for anyone who has a fishing kayak. Maybe, you know, not this mount, you know, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to make an aluminum mount to make it a little bit lighter. But having a trolling motor on a kayak is an absolute must for anybody who's planning on doing intensive fishing off a kayak. It gives you so much more control over your kayak. It gives you so much more power, and it gives you so much more speed to get to different places. I highly recommend it, especially in waves, because like when boats go by and stuff and you're just paddling along with a kayak, you don't really have much power and you kind of just kick back in the waves. So if you're by the shore and like a wakeboard boat comes by or something and he hits you, you can't fight those waves with a paddle very well. I got hit by a wakeboard boat today. Big wakeboard waves, right? Those wakes were pretty good size with that trolling motor on there. I just turned the kayak facing straight towards the waves, hit it, and that trolling motor just pushed the kayak right through it. I mean, I floated right over the waves and just kept on going. And this is only with a 30-pound thrust. You know, if you have a 45 or a 50-pound thrust, that'll be even better, you know, depending on your size kayak and whatnot. Now, you know, someday I might put a bigger one on here, a more fancy one on here someday. But right now, I got this one. That's all I need. And honestly, I am super happy with it. I'm super pleased. It makes the handling of this kayak so much better in so many ways. I highly recommend it, and I hope you guys too. If y'all have any kayaks with trolling motors like this or a setup like this, put it down in the comment below, and you guys have a good one. Peace.